Daz here again with a bit of a how-to. This time we're going to do an oil filter change and an air filter change on the old Mondeo. So first things first, down to Halfords, get the oil. In this case it's 530 diesel oil and an oil filter which is an HOF 297 and an air filter which is an HAF 381. Now the Halfords products are probably just as good as the Ford gear, but probably less than half the price. Like the oil, I think that was 20 quid a jug. If you go to Ford and pay their price is about 42 quid a jug. We need 6 litres, so there's two 5 litre jugs there. Alright, as you can see, it's a 2 litre TDCi Duratorque engine diesel, and it's good and hot, so I've been down to the town to buy the filters and what have you. So first thing you need to do is jack the front of the car up and remove the engine cover from the bottom. That thing there, that needs to come off so we can get access to the filter and the bottom of the sump. So let's get jacked up. Okay, ready to start jacking the car up. The front jacking point, which is just here, 6-8 inches from the front of the sill. So I'm going to jack it up and then get an axle stand underneath to a point somewhere around there. Okie dokie, that's the old car jacked up. Underneath now, let's have a look at the engine cover. You see a rake of these Torx head screws. Looks like I've got 10 to take off, so we'll take those off and see if we can drop the cover off. Okay, that's the engine cover off. There's a quick look underneath. You should see, if I can get it in focus, the sump and the sump plug here, which we need to take off to drain the oil, of course. And here is the bottom of the oil filter, and it's not the traditional bottle type filter, it's actually a cartridge filter, so that needs to come off, and inside there will be a cartridge which we need to replace. So first thing we do is put a lot of newspapers down because oil will piss everywhere. Okie doke, that's the paper down. The oil catcher in place now. This thing holds about 5 litres, which is probably a litre short of what it needs to be because the engine capacity is 6 litres, so I'm expecting a mess. But no matter how carefully you do these things, you always tend to make a mess. So here it goes. There's one I slackened earlier. Okay, now I'm going to do forgot to mention I had the car warmed up, which I think I forgot to mention. Warmed the car up so the oil's nice and running, or less viscous if you like. But look at the mess. Right, that's the oil drained out. So next job is to put the sump plug back in. Now, you can see that most sump plugs come with a copper washer, but this one's got a rubber O-ring. So, right or wrong, I'm going to put it back in as is and not replace it. torque setting, 2 grunts. Right, that's the plug back in and nipped up. Time to change the filter. Now, as you can see, it's not an ordinary bottle filter, it's a cartridge filter. What you need here is a big old socket to get this off, but I don't have one, so the old shifter will hopefully do the business. There she goes. There'll be a load more mess come out of this. In fact, I'll just turn the camera off while I do that. Okay, that's it loosened off. And it's been draining for a bit. I'm surprised if I get away with this without getting oil all over myself. And there it is. There we go. Next thing, I'll clean it up, put a new filter. Okay, after much faffing about, I finally got the old filter out of the housing here. I thought I screwed in, but it just turned and turned, and eventually you just got to pull it hard, and it actually clips in around that circular base. If you look at the new filter, there she is, and those dogs there clip onto that bit there, so it should be a case of dropping this on and pushing it home. And that's it, and that's the filter in. Okay, there's a O-ring around the side there, and you get a spare O-ring in the box, and you fit that and screw the filter back. Okay, that's the filter back on, the sump plug back in, so it's now time to put the oil in. Now this is a 5 litre drum, and this car I believe takes 6 litres, so we put the 5 litres in initially and take a dip and see where we are and top up as required. So it's now time to change the air filter. Now this is the air filter, I've taken the screws out earlier, but looking at the box it seems a lot bigger than the air filter itself, so I might have got the wrong one, so we'll give it a go. The old filter. Which is pretty nasty. Take a bit of shit out of there. A bit of blue. Perfect. And that's it, that's the filter back in, just need to screw it down, and that's job done. Okay, now inside the car, that's the oil change done, so I'm just going to start it up, and you might see the oil light hangs on a little longer than it would normally do as the filter fills up and the oil gets up to pressure. Oil light still on, that's it out. So we'll knock it off, let it settle, check the level and top up as required, and then that's it, job's a good one.